morning, good evening, or good night, depending on your sleeping pattern or lifestyle. As this is the St. Mark's Youth Internship, I'll need you to mark this in your notebook because you're going to take a look into the book of Mark again, and mark my words, this passage will certainly leave its mark on your thoughts.
Day 12, Mark 12. Mark chapter 12 verse 38 to 40 are very harshly worded verses describing the religious leaders in his time. He mentions how they dress in long flowing robes, which is translated from the Greek word staulos, meaning an expensive robe only worn by the upper class in that time. By greeting them in the marketplace meant for them to be acknowledged as rabbi both in religious places and in the secular. Verse 39 explains itself really. In verse 40, in the NLT, says that they cheat widows out of their homes. Some biblical scholars say this is because they would take advantage of old religious widows' generosity. Others say because some widows would ask scribes to be in charge of their finances and they would steal from their treasury. Then saying they make a show of lengthy prayers is similar to Matthew 6:5, where Jesus references the people who pray in the streets. There's nothing wrong with long prayers. In 1 Thessalonians 5:17, we are told to pray without ceasing, but it was the fact that they would draw their prayers out in front of people in order to up themselves as holier than thou. What all these accusations Jesus gives to the scribes and the teachers of the law have in common is their lack of humility, their conceitedness, and feelings of superiority. Although Jesus says this about the religious leaders, which the nowadays equivalent would be our pastors, this isn't something we can't assess ourselves with. Whether you're a pastor of a church or a worship leader, a youth leader, serving in kids' church, around your family, or even around the other people at youth or at school, you can still fall victim to thinking of yourself as better than, more spiritual than, sinning less than, or even just smarter or better looking than someone else. Further up in this chapter, Jesus talks about loving others as you love yourself. But by thinking of another person as less than in any way isn't loving them as you love yourself. Loving others as you love yourself means to see others as your equals and to respect them regardless of any variables. How can you best express your love for the people around you? The soap verse of the day is Mark chapter 12 verse 29 to 31, and the song of the day is From the Inside Out by Hillsong.